Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we will discuss the topic of therapy is not a weakness, where we explore the barriers that men face as it relates to dealing with mental health and seeking mental health services. Let me begin by first introducing myself. My name is Rodrigo Way. I'm a licensed professional counselor, licensed chemical dependency counselor, with over 20 years of experience in the counseling field. I am currently licensed in the state of Georgia, Texas, and South Carolina. I have been clinically trained and certified in the areas of trauma informed care, as well as addictions and substance abuse. Today, we will be covering the following three topics. One, what are some of the stigmas about therapy that make men hesitant to seek care? Two, the importance of emotional clarity in your everyday life. And three, practical steps to prioritize your mental health. Let's talk about the stigmas that prevent men from seeking therapy. These stigmas derive from the following areas: social expectations, lack of awareness, fear of being judged, and cultural influences. Social expectations. Men are expected to be strong, stoic, and self sufficient. As men, we were raised from the time that we were little children or little boys to be self reliant and self sufficient. We're supposed to learn how to do things on our own. We're not supposed to ask others for help, and we're supposed to figure it out. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work. And sometimes when we get stuck into this mindset, we don't know when to ask for help sometimes. Lack of awareness. Men may not be aware of the seriousness of the symptoms that come with poor mental health, so they disregard the symptoms because they are not that bad. How many times as men have we actually experienced a traumatic event or have been under a lot of stress, but because of what is expected of us, we feel that because we're not down and out, that things are not that bad, that we can still keep going, or somehow or another that we are able to do more because we have not been placed in a situation where we're at a loss or a deficit. Fear of being judged. Men often feel that a transgression in masculine ideals causes them to appear weak or less competent. This is especially in areas like law enforcement, military, fire and rescue, and the corporate world. Oftentimes, we as men have a fear of being judged by other men. We definitely don't want to be seen incompetent or as inferior. So sometimes we put on these uh, airs, or we put on this front for other men that we have it all together, that things are working out well for us, so that we're able to overcome these obstacles and do things that may be troublesome for us, but we're able to see it through. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And oftentimes we fall victims to our own egos and the actual aspect of us not wanting to ask for help because of fear, the fear of being judged. Cultural influences. Our cultural norms, beliefs, and values directly influence our decision on how men handle mental health issues. Historically, in a lot of cultures, as for men, seeking mental health services or any type of mental health reprieve can be viewed as weak, as inferior, as we're not capable of taking care of our families, our communities. It's looked at in such a negative way that most men are deterred from very young ages from seeking the help that they need. So we have to be mindful of how our culture influences impact our ability to seek mental health services. Now that we've talked about the stigmas, let's go over to discussing how to manage your emotions. Here are six principles for you in order to help you manage your emotions. One, label emotions with plain language. Two, clarify emotions using cocktails. Three, feel your emotions physically. Four, time your emotions. 5. Know your emotional kryptonite. And 6. Validate your emotions. Let's take a moment to break these down one by one. Label emotions with plain language. Simplicity is always best when you're trying to explain how you're feeling or what you're feeling. Oftentimes it's very difficult to do that because sometimes we don't know exactly what we're feeling, so it's hard to put a label on it or to explain it. So, for example, I feel happy, or I'm feeling irritated, I'm feeling sad. These are simple language that we can use when describing how we're feeling or our emotions. 2. Clarify emotions using cocktails. To clarify your emotions using cocktails is an example of being able to give the other person a recipe for how you're feeling. And that can be I am feeling anxious and nervous, so therefore I am feeling excited. That's an example of a cocktail. Also, feel your emotions physically. This is another difficult thing for individuals to do. As a therapist, I often struggle with clients in order to help them understand what it means to feel the emotions physically. Sometimes we get so used to the actual emotion that we do not pay attention to what it does to us physically. For example, you may be feeling angry and not realizing that the anger that you're feeling is triggering something that's going on in your body where your muscles may tense, or you may start sweating, or you may grit your teeth, or anything of those nature. Those are all physical emotions. Those are all things that happen physically when you're experiencing certain emotions. Time your emotions. Number 4. Timing your emotions can help you with understanding how to work on reducing your emotional responses to certain triggers. That will look like using a watch, your cell phone, or some other type of timekeeping device. When you start to feel a physical emotion or a mental emotion coming on, you first check to see what time it is, and then see how long that emotional response lasts. And then you continue to do this over time. That helps you to know and regulate how long you're responding to an actual stimuli. Number 5, know your emotional kryptonite. Knowing your emotional kryptonite is basically understanding and knowing the things that will set you off. Those things that will automatically cause you to have an emotional response. Whether if it's someone that you don't like, whether if it's a situation that you don't like, smell, whatever it is, any of these things can be an emotional kryptonite. The memory of a death or whatever it may be, or the subject matter that comes up that someone talks about, the birth of a child or anything, these things can be an emotional kryptonite that will send you into an emotional spiral. And last, number 6, validate your emotions. Emotions are a natural part of who we are, and it is okay for you to have your emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling what you feel and how you feel. The only issue is making sure your behaviors are in sync and not acting out when you're feeling certain emotions. So, it is okay. If you're feeling angry, it's okay to feel angry. If you're feeling sad, it's okay to feel sad. Just make sure that whatever we're feeling, we're not acting out. We've come to our last topic, which is how to prioritize your mental health. These are 10 ways in which you can prioritize your mental health. 1. Prioritize physical health. 2. Cultivate emotional awareness. 3. Build and maintain support systems. 4. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. 5. Challenge societal norms. 6. Practice gratitude and positivity. 7. Monitor and limit stressors. 8. Educate yourself. 9. Volunteer and give back. And 10. Regular professional check ins. Here are some examples of each one of these. Starting with number 1, prioritize physical health. Exercise regularly, maintain a balanced diet, and get adequate sleep while avoiding substance abuse are all examples of prioritizing your physical health. Physical activities release endorphins, reducing stress and anxiety. Proper nutrition supports brain health, and aiming for 79 hours of quality sleep per night and minimizing alcohol consumption and avoiding drugs all are good examples of physical health. 2. Cultivate emotional awareness. Acknowledge emotions, practice mindfulness, write in a journal. Accept that it is okay to feel vulnerable or overwhelmed. Techniques like meditation or deep breathing can help manage stress. Reflecting on thoughts and feelings can provide clarity. 3. Build and maintain support systems. Talk to trusted friends or family. Join a support group. Seek professional help. Sharing feelings can lighten emotional burdens. Connect with others facing similar challenges. Therapists or counselors can provide valuable insight and coping mechanisms. 4. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. Set realistic goals. Take breaks. Engage in hobbies. Avoid overloading yourself with unrealistic expectations. Schedule downtime to recharge and pursue activities that bring you joy and relaxation. 5. Challenge societal norms. Redefine masculinity. Encourage dialogue. Embrace emotional openness as a strength. Advocate for mental health awareness among peers. 6. Practice gratitude and positivity. Keep a gratitude journal and focus on positives. Write down things that you're thankful for daily. Try to refrain from challenges as opportunities for growth. Monitor and limit stressors. Set boundaries. Unplug from technology. Learn to say no and avoid overcommitment. Take breaks from social media and screens. Educate yourself. Learn about mental health. Recognize warning signs. Understanding mental health issues can reduce stigma. And beware of symptoms of depression, anxiety, and burnout. Number 9, volunteer give back. Helping others can boost your sense of purpose and connection. And number 10, regular check-ins. Schedule periodic mental health assessments and discussions with the professional. These steps, when practiced consistently, can create a strong foundation for maintaining and improving mental health. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. You can reach the Mind and Therapy Clinic at info@mindandtherapyclinic.com, via our website at www.mindandtherapyclinic.com, or contact us at 972-254-4444. We are currently accepting new clients, and we do accept most major insurance. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for further videos and trainings.